Good morning, students. I am V.N. Khairnar, PGT Physics from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Shegaon, district Buldana. Dear student, today we are going to start our first chapter, that is electrostatic charges and field. So, in this chapter, we have to learn about the frictional electricity, properties of electric charges, Coulomb's law in vector form, unit of charge, and relative permittivity of dielectric constant. This six topic actually we have to study. So let us start this one with one by one. So dear student, first of all we will see about the frictional electricity. बच्चों आपने देखा होगा कि जब आप किसी भी दो चीज़ को, जैसे कि एग्जांपल है कि ग्लास रॉड और सिल्क या तो एबोनाइट रॉड और फर, if you take these two things, glass rod and silk, if you rub these two, then you will find certain changes. What are that changes? That changes is nothing but the glass rod becomes positive and silk becomes the negative one. Similarly, if you take the ebonite rod and fur, and if you rub these two, then you will find that the ebonite rod becomes negative charge and the fur becomes the positive charge. Now, how these things have happened? Because initially, if you take simply a glass rod and silk, there is no charges on them. But if you rub that one, then you will get this type of situation. That means the glass rod becomes positive charge and silk becomes the negative charge. So this happens due to the frictional process, or you can say the electricity you have generated due to the friction. That means you have rubbed these two things with each other and you got this electrified. That's why the frictional electricity is the property of the rubbed substance due to which they attract like objects is called electricity. The electricity developed by rubbing or friction is called as the frictional or static electricity. Now you see here the word static you have used because static means the charges are retained on that objects only, they are not in motion. Therefore, when the charges are at rest position, then you can say that is the static charges. So this can be again defined in another way. The frictional electricity is the electricity produced by rubbing two suitable bodies and transfer of electrons from one body to another body. Now you see here glass rod and silk. When you will rub, then glass rod becomes positive charge and the silk becomes negative charge. So what happens in this case? Electrons in glass are loosely bound in it than the electrons in silk. So when glass and silk are rubbed together, the comparatively loosely bound electrons from glass get transferred to silk. What does it mean? Here you can see the loosely bound electrons from glass. That means the electron from the glass get transferred to silk, and that's why the silk becomes the negative charge, and there is a deficiency of the electrons in glass, therefore the glass becomes the positive charge. Therefore the result is glass becomes positively charged and silk becomes the negatively charged. Electrons in fur are loosely bound. Now you see here in case of fur the electrons are loosely bound than the electrons in the ebonite. So when the ebonite and fur are rubbed together, the comparatively loosely bound electrons from fur, this is very important, loosely bound electrons from fur get transferred to ebonite. As a result, the ebonite becomes negatively charged and fur becomes positively charged. So I think you might have understood from this one that how the glass rod becomes positive charge and the silk becomes negative charge. Similarly, the ebonite and fur, the ebonite becomes negatively charged and the fur becomes the positively charged. So in this diagram, you can see here, in the first figure A, the plastic rods I have taken and the fur I have taken here. So initially, I have not rubbed these two things. So you can say there is no charge on the plastic as well as on the fur. But when you rub this plastic with the fur, then the plastic rod becomes negative charge. You can see in this figure B. Similarly, in figure C, I have taken silk and glass. Initially, glass rod and silk are not rubbed, so you can say that initially there is no charge on glass rod, or I can say silk. But when you rub glass rod with the silk, then already I have stated, or I already explained about that one, the glass rod becomes the positive charge. So in figure D, you can see that the glass rod becomes the positive charge. Now, from this glass rod, which has already become positive charge, and you can say here the silk, here the silk rubbed with the you can say glass rod becomes positive charge. Similarly, the fur and the plastic becomes the negative charge. So here in this figure B, I have taken the plastic one, which is acquired the negative charge. Similarly, in this figure D, you can say I have taken the glass rod, which has acquired the positive charge. So in this figure, when the plastic, which is negative charge, and the glass rod, which is positive charge, they are attract towards each other, because these two charges are, you can say that they are opposite charges, and the property is that the opposite charges attracts each other. Similarly, in this case, you can say in first situation we are having the fur and the plastic rod. So you can see here the plastic rod negatively charged, and the glass rod, which is positively charged. So here they are getting attracted toward the silk attracts the glass rod, and here the fur attract the plastic rod. So in this figure D, you can see the situation of this, how these two rods, which is positively and negatively charged, get attracted towards the silk and fur. Now, dear friends, the next one is, it is very important to note that the electrification of the body, whether the positive or negative, is due to the transfer of electrons from one body to another one. That is, if the electrons are transferred from a body, then the deficiency of electrons makes the body positive. If the electrons are gained by the body, then the excess of electrons makes the body negative. So you can see here how the plastic rod or the glass rods has becomes the negative charge and positive charge respectively, because of the transfer of electrons from one to another one. So if the two bodies, now here I have given some here I have mentioned some of the materials, and the important thing is that the sequence of this material is very important. So if two bodies from the following list are rubbed, then the body appearing early in the list is positively charged, whereas the latter is negatively charged. What is the meaning of this one? The meaning is that if you take here fur and flannel, sealing wax, glass. For example, if you take here the glass and silk, already I have explained about this glass and silk. Now see, in this sequence the glass is appearing first and silk is appeared in the you can say after glass in this sequence. So the glass rod becomes positive charge and the silk becomes the negative charge. Similarly, in case of here the fur and ebonite, so you can see here when the fur is rubbed with the ebonite, then the ebonite becomes the negatively charged and fur becomes the positive charge. So this is very important sequence, by means of which you can remember the which one comes earlier becomes the positive one, and the next one becomes the negative one. So here in this table also, column 1, that is positive charge, means whatever the things you will take, it becomes a positive charge when you will rub with this column in the column number 2. For example, here silk, glass and silk I have taken. Then if you rub glass and silk, the glass acquires the positive charge and silk acquires the negative charge. Similarly, flannel and ebonite, this flannel will acquire the positive charge and ebonite acquires the negative charge. Similarly, the rest of these two things. So dear friends, now up to this one you might have understood that the friction is important for the body to become the charged one. So depends on which two you are taking, and this from this you can say list and rub with each other, then it will become the positive and negative charge. So next one, about the conductor and insulator. So what is conductor and insulator? Conductor is the substance through which electric charges can flow easily, is called as a conductor. Insulator, the substance through which electric charges cannot flow easily, are called conductors. An important difference between the conductor and insulator is that when some charges is transferred to the conductor, it really gets distributed over its entire surface. On the other hand, if some charges is put on an insulator, it stay at same places. Now see dear friends, here if I take here the conductor and insulator, we will study these things detail into the semiconductor chapters. Again, there is another things, that is semiconductor. So here in conductor, actually there is a conduction band and valence band. The electrons are already present in the conduction band, so that you can say that is the conductor. That means the availability of electrons, free electrons is there. So that is nothing that occurs in case of the conductor. On the other hand, in case of insulator, the energy gap between the valence band and conduction band is very more or very large. That's why you are not getting free electrons in the conduction band, or you are not get the availability of the electrons very easily. Therefore, that substance is called as an insulator. So this is the main difference between the conductor and insulator. Now, dear student, here the next topic is electrostatic induction. Now see here, induction process. Induction process means what here? Initially, suppose you have given any body which is uncharged, and if somebody tells you, you make it as a charge, either positive charge or negative charge, then the question will come in your mind, if the body is already uncharged, then how the charges will be acquired by that body, or that means that body should be charged after some phenomena, or you can say after doing some process. So that things is nothing comes in this one, electrostatic induction. So what is that phenomena? It is the phenomena of temporary electrification of conductor, in which opposite charges appear at its closer end and similar charges appear at its farther end in the presence of a nearby charged body. So here you can see, first we have taken a metal surface, or you can say a metal sphere, which is mounted on an insulating stand. So that metal sphere is initially uncharged. That means there is no charge on this metal surface. Now what I have done here, I have brought a negatively charged rod here. Now you can make this negatively charged rod by using the frictional electricity process, or frictional electricity. So negatively charged rod I have brought near this metal sphere. So what happened here, in this metal sphere, whatever the positive charges and negative charges are there, the positive charges comes near this negative charge rod. You can see here these positive charges are here, which is near to the negative charge, or you can say that negative charge rod attract this positive charge from this sphere to this side, and to the opposite side of the sphere you got these electrons here. That means in the sphere, the positive charge and the negative charge, that electrons, are separated from this one end to another end in this particular sphere. So see here now, the third process what I have done, whatever the electrons are accumulated to the right hand side of the sphere, I have connected a wire here, and by means of this wire, which is grounded, or you can say the grounding process I have done here. So whatever the negative charges were accumulated on this point get transferred to the earth. So in this case, but here you can say this positive charge, or you can say positive charge which is to the side of this negatively charged rod, they will be there, because this negatively charged electron will not easily make this positive charge to move. Therefore the only electrons will transfer to the earth. Now in this figure you can say, after transferring the electrons to the ground, only the positive charge will remain on the sphere, and they will be to this particular side only because of presence of this negatively charged rod. So once you take away this negative charge rod, then the positive charge on the spheres will be uniformly spread on this sphere. So you can say that initially this is metallic sphere which was not having any charge. Now by the process of this one, which is called as the electrostatic induction, by means of this electrostatic induction process, you have make this sphere as a positively charged. So you might have understood that the electrostatic induction process. So how you can get charge any body with the process of this one, electrostatic induction. So dear friend, now we will come to our main point. In this chapter we have to deal about the charging, that is also static charges. That's why the name is electrostatics. So what are the, first of all we will see about the properties of the charges. What are the properties of the charges? There exist only two types of charge, namely positive charge and negative charge. So like charges repels and unlike charges attract each other. Charge is a scalar quantity. These 3 points, there exist only two types of charges, that is positive charge and negative charge. Then the like charges, that means suppose you are having two positive charges or two negative charges, then you can say the two positive charges will repel each other and two negative charges will repel each other. On the other hand, if you take one positive charge and one negative charge, then they will get attract each other. That means unlike charges get attract. Again, the next thing is that the charge is a scalar quantity. The charge is a scalar quantity. Now, after these properties of charges, dear friends, we will go about the basic properties of electric charge. So, what are the basic properties of these electric charges? The first one is additive of electric charge. The second one is quantization of electric charge, and third one is conservation of electric charge. Now we will study one by one in detail. So first of all, additivity of charges. Additivity of charges, आई थिंक बच्चों आपने लोअर क्लास में या मैथमेटिक्स में जैसे आप ऐड करते हो, नंबर्स को ऐड करते हो, उसी तरीके से यहाँ पे चार्ज का भी एडिशन होता है. दैट मीन्स द चार्जेस कैन बी एडेड बाय सिंपल रूल्स ऑफ अलजेब्रा. Addition of positive and negative charges, if the suppose the both the charges are same and if one is positive and one is negative, then it makes the zero charge. For example, in one I have taken one charge having plus 4 coulomb and another is having minus 4 coulomb, then you get the by the property of additivity of charges, resultant will be 0. Similarly, in second example, if one charge is plus 2 coulomb, another is plus 5 coulomb and third one is minus 3 coulomb, then by additivity of charges you will get the resultant as a plus 4 coulomb. Next one, quantization of charge. Now this is a very important thing about the electric charge. That means what is by quantization? Quantization means that the electric charge is a continuous quantity but is an integral multiple of minimum charge. The minimum charge is the symbol I have used here, E. Now what is by quantization of charge? Whatever the charges now will transfer from one body to another body, then they will transfer in an integral form only. That means they will not transfer in a fractional part. Suppose if I take the example of any storage building, then that building is having certain floors, that is ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, etc. one. But you cannot say that that building is having 1.5 floor. That means in case of fraction you cannot define that things. In a similar way, whenever the charges are transferred from one body to another body, they will transfer either in terms of integral only. That means one charge will transfer, two charge will transfer, three charge will transfer, etc. This is possible only, but you cannot say 1.5 charge. 1.5 charge cannot be transferred from one body to another body. So that is called as a quantization of the charge. So you can see here the quantization of charge is given by Q is equal to plus minus NE. So this is the general formula for the quantization of charge, where this N is nothing but your whole number, that is starts from 1, 2, 3, etc. and charge E is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So since E is the smallest value of charge, it is called as an elementary charge or fundamental charge. So I think you might have understood about the quantization of charge. That means whenever the body is rubbed with any other body, then the electron will transfer in integral form only, not in a fractional form. So that is called as a quantization of charge. Next one is charge is conserved. Now see here, the algebraic sum of positive and negative charges in an isolated system remains constant. Here the word is very important, that is called as the isolated system. So isolated system, the algebraic sum of the positive and negative charges remains constant. For example, when glass rod is rubbed with silk, the negative charges appears on a glass and the equal amount of positive charges appears on the glass rod. The net charge on the glass silk system remains zero before and after rubbing. That means, what is the meaning of these things? The meaning is that initially suppose you have taken the glass rod and silk. So there is no question of transfer of any of the charges from silk to glass. That means the glass rod is positively charged and silk becomes negatively charged. Initially you can say there is no charge on both of the bodies. But when, that means both the bodies are in a neutral. So if you rub these two, then ultimately you can say that when the rubbing process starts, that means some charges on where the electrons are loosely bound, they will get transferred to another body. For example, here the electrons from the glass get transferred to the silk. Therefore, there is a deficiency of electron on the glass rod. Therefore, the glass rod becomes positive charge. On the other hand, the silk has become the negative charge. But in these things, whatever the transfer of charges is there, since the system is isolated system, because here the frictional process is going to take between these two charged body only. So the charges will transfer from glass rod to silk and silk to glass rod. Therefore, the total one or the net charge of the silk and glass system remains zero as it was before the rubbing process. So this is the meaning of the charge is conserved, or how the charge is getting